So again, thanks for having me. This is my first time here as well speaking. And as mentioned, I'm Charlotte Sweet. I'm an Assistant Strategy Manager at the Rail Safety and Standard Board. And today I'm just going to be giving you a quick overview of how we're working together with the industry to prevent trespass and suicide. So first, just a quick overview of the Rail Health and Safety Strategy. So this was refreshed last year and published back out to industry, and this was done with key stakeholders. It was a joint effort, and we highlighted risk areas where collaboration is key to effectively manage the risk. There's 5 key areas of the strategy that you can see up there. There's health and wellbeing, operations, occupational health and safety, asset management, and public behaviour. And within that public behaviour portfolio, we have level crossings, passenger staff assaults, and trespass and suicides. And that's what I'll be talking to you a little bit more about today. So over the last 3 years, just over 19,000 trespass incidents have been recorded on the UK railway each year. We've seen a rise in the impact of these incidents in terms of delay minutes and disruption for passengers. And in 2023-24, there were nearly just under 300 suspected suicides recorded by the BTP. And even though suicide rates are influenced by factors beyond our control, the rail industry has a part to play in preventing these on the network and in our wider communities. So at RSSB, we have 2 groups supporting in this area. So I'll just speak to you a little bit about both groups there. And both these groups have a wide representation from all over industry. So train operators and managers, freight, network rail, charity partners, and so on. So first off, we have the Trespass and Suicide Prevention Strategy Group. That's an industry body, and it's there to provide strategic direction to the working group, and it owns the roadmap that you can see up there. And then the Trespass and Suicide Prevention Working Group, so that reports up into the strategy group, and that brings together experts in the field, and they're there to deliver the improvement projects that sit on that roadmap, so they're the blue boxes that you can see there. The roadmap sits on our website, and it's available for all members to see. And together, both of the groups share the same vision, which is a continuous and sustainable reduction in trespass and suicides. Yep. So just moving on, I'm just going to talk to you about a few different work streams that have been completed and that are underway. So the first one, so we launched the one-stop shop, trespass and suicide prevention one-stop shop, earlier this year, and that was with the help of key industry stakeholders. We developed a platform which sits on the RSSB website. It's a live central hub, and you can find all different kinds of resource and materials on there. The hub means we've got one area where we can collaborate and we can share best practice of ongoing and completed work. And there's all different kinds of sections on there. We've got a section on educational campaigns that you can link through to different things, data, best practice, tool management, loads of different things on there. And that will be continuously updated to remain live. It's a live hub. Another piece of work that the working group have recently developed and launched is the life-saving intervention definition, guidance and reporting process. It's a bit of a mouthful. It was recognised that as an industry we may not be capturing all of these events, so having a definition will support industry when reporting these incidents. And that outlines 2 main definitions of an intervention, which are contact with a vulnerable person and life-saving interventions. And the document has been created for people working within those roles in the industry who are making these interventions. That can also be found on the one-stop shop. And then, as some of you may be aware already, in 2022 we published the Rail Industry Standard for Trespass Risk Assessment. The document outlines a standard approach to assessing trespass, and it's based on RSSB's project Good Practice Guide to Assessing Trespass Risk, and it provides guidance on the industry, how to manage risk, reduce hazards and enhance safety and performance related to trespass. We've also created a short guide that sits along that guidance, as the guidance is a little bit bulky. It's about 90 pages, I think. So we've sort of stripped it back and taken out some key points for you to have a look at. And that's also on the one-stop shop. And there's also a project underway that's looking at taking the tool in its current form to create an online app that you can launch on your phones and iPads, so you can go anywhere with you. So keep an eye out for that one. And then moving on to some work streams that are currently in development, We have T1357, we love a T number, which is defining the requirements for trespass signage. The aim of this project is to for the industry to have a standardised approach to trespass signage. We're looking to develop clear requirements and guidance for the design and placement of trespass signs. So far we've had a literature review that's been completed, and we've also held a workshop with industry, and that was focused on identifying the requirements that are needed. The next steps are to hold some focus groups with members of the public, and then a creative workshop with industry to design the sign, and then we'll roll it out for testing. And then out of the working group, we've got 4 task and finish groups. They are reviewing and updating pieces of suicide prevention guidance. This all sits on the Rail Suicide Prevention website, so that's separate to the one-stop shop, but you can link through to that from there. And this refresh will support a standardised approach to suicide prevention, and it will enable duty holders to effectively manage the risk. And then lastly on this one, a couple of weeks ago, we held a trespass bow tie review, and this was completed by RSSB and, again, some key industry stakeholders. The next steps on this part are to actually highlight the main concerns and barriers from that review, and we know a whole industry approach is needed to address these challenges. And then lastly on this one, just going to talk to you a little bit about a new, there's a video you can see playing. This is the Rail Safety Education Mapping Tool. So there's loads of visits that happen up and down the country every day, and they've never been captured in one central hub. So having this tool will enable industry to search for schools, to log the visits and review previous visits. And this covers both primary schools and secondary schools in the UK. It's been designed to prevent duplication of efforts and to understand locations that are already being covered over the UK. The tool is really simple to use. It's a little bit ahead of me now, so it was in line with me. The page is railsafetyeducation.com, and you'll need to sign up for an account. So once you've been accepted for an account, you'll log in and it will take you to the map of the UK. You can search by schools by postcodes or names, and once you've found the school you're looking for, you can click on them to see a little bit more information about that school, like the history of who's been there, if they've had a visit at all, and so on. It's really easy to log a visit to. You can choose either online or in person, pick the date you went to see them or delivered an online session, and there's also boxed to include some comments. The different colour dots mean different things. So the red ones are all of the different primary schools and secondary schools within the UK that have been captured on the map. And you can hover over each dot for a little bit more information without clicking through to the history. The amber dots means they've received an online visit, and then the green dots means they've had an in-person visit. The map is currently being trialled, and we're encouraging everyone within these roles within the industry to create an account and start logging them. And if you have any bulk uploads that need bulk uploading, then that can always be done through us as well, so we can capture past events. So that is it from me, really. I know that was a lot of information, so if you have any questions or want to catch up after, then you can let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte. I definitely want to touch about the map, because there is another map which is a different purpose, but it's a very similar map, and I just wonder if there's an opportunity to join the two together, because that would be even more powerful. Some really, really powerful stuff there. Our next speaker is Jamie Ainsworth, who is the Health, Safety and Sustainability Environment Director from London North Western and West Midlands Railways. So Jamie's going to talk to us from an operator perspective. You're the guys at the sharp end who actually have to deal with the trespass and all the really difficult, tragic circumstances that can sometimes generate, but also the disruption it causes to the railway. So Jamie's going to share with us some of the ways that West Midlands trains are tackling trespass on their patch. Over to you.